problem with all these new movements is that they're becoming more and more extreme, that now people are starting to look the other way. You guys might think that I identify with certain sides. I think that every side is full of something that's wrong. I just try to keep an open mind. You guys are gonna be like, okay, but this is like a small minority, like you're using that to make these videos. You guys think that, but sometimes the small minority of people end up having the loudest voices, and then like laws change, rules change, the structure of society changes, so we gotta pay attention. It's not gonna happen. We said that about a lot of things, and then look what happened. Hey guys, you already know what time it is. It is time for the female version of pro and anti-feminist from Jubilee. I was waiting to react to this or to make a video on this, but of course there's a few things I need to say. But listen, there's reasons why I don't start the video right away. There's like important things I have to say. So first of all, I filmed a video where I was filming actually with something else, so you guys can see right here the quality is better. Unfortunately, this one was out of focus a little bit. That's the issue. There's no viewfinder. I can't see myself, so that's why I prefer filming like this. But it does lower the quality of the video and the audio a little bit, but I will try to film the other way around for like shorter videos. But since this is a longer video, this is why I'm going to do it like that. And my final point I just wanted to make is that please guys, don't take my opinions too seriously. Don't let this make or break how you view me or my channel. I have tons of opinions on this channel, so please keep an open mind. You know, people's opinions change. I say things in the moment, like I say how I feel in the moment, but please understand that like I don't put so much thought into it, because of course I don't want to make this like a 3-hour video, but please understand where I'm coming from. Also, again, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. If you guys are like, why do you care so much? It's entertainment purposes. Plus I like to talk about things. Like I have redness on my face, but I'm not gonna try to hide that. I'm not here trying to like get all ready for videos. I'm just gonna look like this and like who cares, because it's more about my opinions and what I'm saying. That's what really matters. Probably gonna end up skipping through a lot of the video just because I want to save time, but again, if you want to watch the video, the link will be down below. So without any further ado, let's just get on with this video.
Women are not all feminists.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Step forward if you agree with the prompt. If you're a woman, you should be a feminist.
Not necessarily. Okay, look, if we're gonna look at the definition of a feminist, or how feminists used to be that men and women should be equal or should be treated equally, yes, everybody should be a feminist. However, what feminist has now become, that's a whole different story, and that's why not many people are starting to identify with it anymore. People are starting to pull back. I said this to someone in the comments. I'm like, the problem with all these new movements is that they're becoming more and more extreme, that now people are starting to look the other way, right? So instead of they're starting to look the other way because the extremists are being so loud that they're making their whole movement look terrible, and people are not wanting to identify with it anymore. That's the problem. The extremists that are always the loudest on both sides. That's why you guys might think that I identify with certain sides, but I just honestly, I don't. I think that every side is full of something that's wrong. I just try to keep an open mind.
I think the concept of anti-feminism is like counterintuitive as a woman. Like everyone should want equality of sexes.
Well, yeah, that's
everyone should want to have the same education level, the same all these things in a position, and still make as much as a person who identifies as male.
In this society, we have to be feminists as women, because there's certain things going on where our rights are being stripped away, and Black women, Black trans women are more likely to be murdered and attacked.
And this is unfortunate. There's always going to be bad people. Unfortunately, there's always going to be like the bad apple on the tree, right? Unfortunately, no matter what we try to do in this world, there's always going to be bad people and good people, of course, but there's always going to be those people that will try to, you know, go after you. And it may not necessarily be because of your ethnicity. It could just be ethnicity or your like identity. It could just be because of other reasons. So
feminist issue, and that's something that everyone should care about.
Everyone of any gender expression, men included, should be feminists. I think there are different brands of feminism, if you will, that don't represent what I think all of us here feel is the true ideal of what feminism is.
Ah, that's Ariel Scarcella. I watch her.
Define woman. Go, please. It's one of you. A person who their internal idea of what they are is
oh gosh, here we go.
A woman.
Here we
Terrible definition. Coming from a lesbian, that destroys the very concept of our sexual orientation. Just saying that it's an idea. Why? Because you can't be connected and sexually attracted to somebody's brain.
Well, there's actually something called sapiosexual.
Exactly 2 years ago, if I had done this, I probably would be a feminist. What do Black women gain from feminism? Because I remember even during Black Lives Matter, when I led 2 protests for Black women, And I counted how many white women I saw there, and the ones who were there who were just there to take pictures for social media, and then the black men also hiding behind us. Everyone, the whole world hides behind black women. Enough.
Same thing that's happening. Look what's happening in Iran. People on the feminist side right now are not speaking up for those Iranian women. I have a friend that is trans woman living in Iran right now. It's miserable. Nobody stands up for that poor girl.
As a woman, I particularly think I'm a humanist. For example, 2 years ago, I was a raging feminist, and I made a decision to pivot my platform, teach black women how to sit in our feminine energy, because we've never experienced that.
Well, that just sounds like black feminism to me, teaching women how to do that.
Because the thing is, right, all these people with all these movements, like, they see what's happening here, but they're not looking at other countries in the world where, like, it could be worse. But the thing is, it's like a cycle. It's some sort of a concept where it's like, the reason why sometimes people create problems out of nothing or they focus on the little things is because they feel out of control with the other situations happening. Like, the reason why some people maybe focus on issues that might seem minor is because things like inflation or things like poverty and homelessness is too big of an issue for them to tackle, right? So they want to look at the little things because they want to feel like they're in control. Something along the lines of that. Because we're always like, why are they focusing on like the minor things? Like, why aren't they focusing on like the real issues that are affecting everybody, like inflation, poverty? But that's like the reason why. But if we come together, y'all, if we unite, we can do a lot. It's just people are just like, they're afraid, they're hiding in the shadows, they leave it up to other people, but like we can do things, y'all.
Time that we are
Believe
in
me,
now.
strength in
But we're not
numbers.
learning fast enough. We deserve to rest. We deserve to relax. We deserve to choose if we want to be a traditional wife. I went from law to being a CEO to now I just want to be a housewife. And every time I say that, I get so much hate. Like,
oh gosh, I know. They're like, oh, so you want to be lazy then? You want to stay at home? Like, are you going to be forced to? Like, my grandma came here. I'm just going to say she was a housewife and she was happy. My mom was happy. My uncle was happy. My grandpa, who passed away, unfortunately, was happy. Like, they were a happy family. And I know not everyone is happy in that regard, but you guys have to think about it. Like, I just think people are always looking at the negatives. They're just assuming that if a woman stays home, she's going to be treated terribly. She's not going to have financial security. She's going to be like, oh, like, no, that's why it's a choice. So if you want to choose to be a housewife and stay at home, don't judge women for it when it was like normal, like what, like 30, 40 years ago. Like, this is what I mean, y'all. Like, things change, but people don't ever have like justifiable reasons for shaming like housewives. Except like the Housewives of New Jersey, that show. Reality TV. Anyways.
why do you want to be a housewife? Because
that's what
that's
you
my
want.
choice.
That's what you want.
That's
the
a
whole
choice.
point.
Feminism is all about choice.
Exactly. Why can't I choose? That's the whole point of feminism. It's like, why can I choose? What are you missing in America to claim that you are oppressed as a woman?
I want to see what they
We
say.
just had our rights to our own uteruses stripped away.
Well, the
by-
right to murder your own baby, though. I mean,
It's
let's
not
be
a
real.
baby, it's a clump of cells.
I mean, we all are clump of cells.
Oh, here we go.
I think
again.
everybody's going to agree or disagree.
Yeah,
on
that's
that,
a
but
whole.
I don't know if that's another topic. That's another topic.
I had a very, very hard time not stepping up to that prompt because my whole life I did consider myself a feminist.
But at the same time, I don't like these labels. And keep in mind, like, I was in the teen category not too long ago. But when you're a teen, you change your mind. You kind of go with the status quo sometimes. So yeah, I would be like, I'm a feminist. But like, now that I see what it's becoming, yeah, like she's about to say, see, they're literally speaking for me. They're speaking for me.
This modern wave of feminism has now turned into something very different than equal rights.
Yeah.
We all want of course, we want equal rights. We want equality as women, of course.
But how can you have equal rights when you can't define the word woman on the far left?
Alta had a Women's Day recently, and the Women's Day was celebrated by 2 trans women who still had their male parts. I mean, you're pushing women out of womanhood.
I think that's why people like me stepped away from that. Not because we're not women empowered or believe in women empowerment.
It's because we are women empowered.
It's because we believe women empowerment means something different than what you guys believe in.
I think that in these discussions, they should talk more about, okay, what's something that maybe we can change? Or like, what's something that like the anti-feminist people would agree on that we need to change? Maybe the way women act and men act in society in terms of like the culture, in terms of like the beauty standards of hypersexual culture. That's something that they should talk about, but I doubt it. I'm looking here, they're not going to talk about that. But maybe like y'all are going to say in the comments, like that's not something people can control, but they kind of can. So let's go to the next one.